This is a great day. Round 18 is done, which means that's the third and last round of the pre-origin stuff done and dusted. Although I've got to say, it's been pretty good, hasn't it? Today was very entertaining, particularly Roosters Tigers. And now we can concentrate on State of Origin number 3. Thank goodness it's a decider. As Big Kev used to say, I'm excited, Joel Caine.
Oh, that's exactly right. The only three-peat this year is the Fainu brothers. How good was that?
Yes.
How good was that, boys?
What an atmosphere there. And, geez, afternoon footy at Allianz. Look what happens. People turn up. Sean Ormerod.
Big Kev. That's good. I haven't thought about Big Kev for many, many years.
And no longer with us, but he left a legacy. And legacy was he was excited.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
One of the great Queenslander, I think he was too. We've got 24 minutes here. So we're going to get straight down to business. If we've got time at the end, we'll talk about the NRL, but let's talk State of Origin because there's so many markets, so many areas we need to decipher. The deciders, 24 out of 44 have gone to a decider. Very warm favourites, New South Wales. 8.5 is the line. Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, that was the same line as Perth?
Give or take, it might have jumped
about
7.5.
Well, we saw what happened in Perth. This is a Sydney game. Initial thoughts before we break down teams and 18th man and injuries. How's the market treated this game?
It hasn't. It's been pretty rock solid for about the last week or so. When it did move, it was after Shibasaki was named, funnily enough. But I'm not going to sort of point the finger at him and say that was what the market sort of jumped off Queensland for. But I don't think it loved it. And it went from 7.5 up to 8.5. But there was a little bit of juice in the minus already, so it's probably tracking towards that 8 number. But been pretty rock solid since that time. I'm just disappointed we didn't get the conspiracy theory that we were sort of throwing around.
Hang on, not yet.
Well,
not yet. Brian,
I think we'd know.
Laurie Daly was on Triple M today and said that's the one he's still worried about, or certainly has been worried about the most. Brian To'o.
Oh, so we're alive. Okay.
Because for those that missed the Thursday night show, our senior producer Gibbo, had a great theory. We'll wait till Canterbury plays Brisbane. Burton gets through it. Then To'o will pull out, which is what he was always going to do. This is a conspiracy theory, not my theory. To'o was always going to pull out. Kyrgios was always going to go onto the wing, and Matt Burton was always going to go onto the wing, but he got to play for Canterbury. You see, it's a great conspiracy theory. It didn't help them on Friday.
That's a beauty.
What a funny old game that was on Friday. Initial thoughts from you on Wednesday's game?
Oh, I'm just starting to think now. Now you've got me in a mess. Could we see if this happens, Brian To'o out? Could you actually see Bradman Best go into the team?
No.
No, and Crichton the wing?
No way. No, Burton, hello, Matt, yes.
Yeah,
Get in here.
I'd love that so
Definitely.
much.
He stepped down the track and hit you over your head for 6 there.
Yeah, I love it.
Dispatched you. All right, so let's have a look at some of the stuff from game number 2. Is this any guide for what we're going to see in game 3? Game 2, of course, wet. I think the weather's going to be pretty good in Sydney, but it's Homebush in the middle of winter.
Yeah,
it's
going to be with a great deal of confidence on Friday night.
It's going to be greasy.
Yeah, that was very, very slippery. You saw Matty Burton try to take some on the outside and he slid about 15 metres into touch. So it might feel a bit narrower than maybe what it is. But however, we had that rain sort of in the 24, 48 hours leading up to it. It's going to be dry, we think, although you've just done a little weather check and maybe some rain coming around Sydney the next day or two.
Well, I was actually just checking now, but I'll check for Wednesday, fine, apparently. So tonight, there might be a bit of rain. That's Sunday night as we record this, and then Wednesday, fine, and 17, but we wait and see. It is Sydney, Joel.
Yep.
We wait and see. And I tend to think a greasy pitch strangely helps Queensland. Normally, Suncorp weather, Queensland weather. I tend to think New South Wales have too much firepower. If it's a dry, hard, fast track, that's all New South Wales. But if it's typical Homebush, I think that brings it right back to
100%
parity.
And maybe that's the part that most people are missing, why he's gone with Gehamat Shibasaki. Maybe the dewy track would suit the bigger body of Gehamat Shibasaki and the hammer at the back, I think.
Did you not see those?
Reece is a gunslinger.
Did you not see those highlights there? It was raining sideways.
Yes.
And New South Wales scored more tries than Queensland. So we're seeing the great man Shibba. It's one of it is the story, I think, of the NRL so far this year in terms of a playing sense. For him to come from where everyone knows, journeyman, been around, everyone knows his story by now, and to get selected. is amazing. I said on a different podcast, I was a guest of a different show that Sportsbet does. I had him 5,001 at the start of the year to be playing State of Origin. It's incredible that he's here. But I also said the same thing about Brenko Lee. Leicester City minimum. Wow. But Brenko Lee was the same thing all those years ago. Won an Origin, won a comp. It's a funny old game, rugby league, Shug.
Oh, well, you heard it here first. I need the camera. Rugby league, it's a funny old game. Never heard that before. I don't think what's funny, Joel, is Josh Papalii and what we'll get for him. I think exactly what we expect, leadership and just a big 20 minutes at the start, and that's probably going to be it.
And just like, with the greatest respect to Mo Fotuaika, just having this guy in the sheds before the game, just having him in the camp, it's smart. I like it.
So it's an emotional selection as opposed to a more of a tactical one. Because I don't think to be fair, like Mo Fotuaika hasn't had probably the greatest year at club level or the greatest Origin series so far. But I don't think, pound for pound, Papalii makes that much of a difference than winning or losing the game. But what he does bring is he's out of Origin. Yep. He's a bit of a legend. He was in the team when Queensland went on that sort of the mid dynasty almost. So he's been around for a long time. Yeah. So it's definitely more of an emotional selection.
But he's been playing okay. Like he's been playing well. All he's got to do, 20 minutes, give it everything he got, exactly, and sit on the bench for the rest of the game. That's job well done.
Yep. And the thing is, back to the sheds thing, which I keep thinking about, you could have had a Corey Horsburgh, but just seeing Papa there, who's been in that jersey so many, I like it. I think it's a great play.
So Big Red he's a risk in a game 3 because that's why I wanted Big Red in game 2 because they needed to win the game. They needed some lunacy off the bench to rebound from game 1 where they were hammered in the middle. Game 3 is a risk with him because he's always not very far from a sin bin or either a send-off. So I can probably see where they've gone with it. Just back on Gehamat Shibasaki again. Now, you sort of alluded to it, and I think this is probably why they have gone this way over playing Reece Walsh at the back. More of a defensive mindset, but I've had a look at his defensive numbers for the Broncos this year, and he has been very, very good, but mainly ball in hand. So his tackle efficiency, not great. That's probably on the lower end of the scale of where you want to be. The real elite defenders are the mid to high 90s. He's down. Break causes per game. He's in for 1 a game so far this year, and also try causes per game, a tick over 1 per game at club level as well. So is he the sort of, defensive powerhouse that maybe they think they're getting? I'm not so sure. I think he's going to see a fair bit of traffic regardless.
Just some numbers before we get right into something you've got, Joel. Accor Stadium, Queensland's won 2 of the last 3. That's first game decided, dead rubber. The last decider in Sydney was in 2019. Boy, that's a while ago. New South Wales won that 26-20, the Tedesco try on the corner. Accor Stadium games, highest scoring of late, 48, 34, 26, 52, 46. That's pretty high for Accor Stadium. Now, the last game had a send-off, so that probably scrapped that one. Game 3 deciders, margins, 1 to 12's the go here. 10, 10, 6, 6, 16, 46, 2, 1, 10, 6, 2. So 9 of the last 11 have been 1 to 12. I'm going back a long way.
No, I'm just trying to think of an argument because I hate 1 to 12 bets. But
and Queensland in Sydney, there's been a renegade stat. We have to find a different. Can't call it what it used to be called. Chinese whispers. It's called something else now. Telephone. That's what the Americans called the game. Telephone. Where when a stat is said incorrectly,
right,
and then everyone grabs onto it. The Queensland have never won a decider in Sydney. What? They won 3 of them. 3, and 1.
Telephone.
Can we just have a look at your sheet here? It's like a map from an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah,
it's got coffee.
I spilled coffee on it this morning, all right?
Look at it.
I was having breakfast.
How old is that?
1 day. I was having coffee this morning and there was a spillage.
How good are your eyes too, Dan? Like, that's elite.
Yeah, but I need glasses. But I need glasses to call football now.
Okay.
Joel Caine with his coach's corner right now.
Okay, the risk. I think Billy Slater has gone with the hammer and that lethal grubber kick of Jerome Luai. Keep in mind here, has a Queenslander, Carlin Ponga, has he shown us how to go here? Watch this. So this is the last time the Newcastle Knights took on the Dolphins. 2 tries for Bradman Best. Very, very good tries, very sharp. They've done the same thing. They've brought him up. and he's not within postcodes of getting near this. That's a worry, boys. That's a big worry. So, look, for me, they did that in game 2. Was it Angus Crichton?
Yes.
Who went over under the grubber.
Yeah,
So, admittedly, it wasn't the hammer, but they're going to be going for that big time.
Absolutely. And we know, Shug, coaches watch this little segment. So there you go. It is called Coach's
Has
Corner.
that been
after all.
proven at this stage?
Well, I think
Telephone.
I think we can.
Has that
It's a
been
telephone
proven?
stat.
I think we can just assume. Yeah.
Been proven. All I need is one, and I think it might have happened. I mean, I think Thursday night coaches can't sleep, nervous about the weekend. They might pick up something from you. I can see that. I can see that. I did notice last night, this is off subject, I haven't called a Cowboys game where we had Drinkwater kick on the right side, left footer, and Clifford kick on the left side, right footer.
Yep.
I like it.
I like it too. Stats would support that as well, I would have thought.
Sure they do.
I like it. All right, let's go to, is this the most popular is this the most popular market in terms of
I would
money laid
first
out?
try scorer. I would say probably in terms of singles, I reckon it would be. But we know same game multis dominate the market now. So I think any time it's probably overtaking it. But in terms of first, I can't believe I almost tried to backflip because I'm going to get to Brian To'o as a selection maybe very, very shortly. $6.50. That is getting prohibitive. And Zach Lomax not too far behind him. But so far this year, both first try scorers have been one right. The first one has been Lomax, and then Brian To'o as well. So, and I think historically as well, the defence is so good through the middle of the park that it does over-index out wide if you compare it to a normal NRL game. So, $6.50, short enough, but the data's there to suggest that it's going to be out wide somewhere.
I prefer, boys, the last try scorer.
Well, you're still alive, aren't you?
You're never dead until that siren goes at the
And
end.
it's a wide open field because your bench players have got a chance. I find your second rowers are really in the mix because that's where defences are starting to fray.
And you do risk picking it up and then getting bloused late. But I just think, value for money, last try scorer, a better bet.
Boys and girls, I'm having issues.
How's
with
your
my
microphone
shirt.
going?
I'm having issues with the shirt today. It just the chest wants to pop out, so that's why you've been seeing me just fiddle with this.
There's a bit of shine about that shirt, not unlike Big Kev himself. A little reference off the start. He was big on the shiny.
Very good. First tries, just to awkwardly move on. Wingers the first 2 games this year, but 7 times in the last 14 centres. Okay. So second rowers, 3 second rowers as well. So wingers had been kept out of it for a long, long time. They've come back in a big way. But where are we going here with our flares for this game, Joel?
Well, I hope you're right again, Dan, because Latrell Mitchell is my first try scorer.
Find someone that loves you, like Joel Caine loves a left centre.
In a big game.
Says the man that has made love to James Tedesco through a camera for the last 10 years.
He's going good, though.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't he?
I thought he was going to win them that game today.
So did I.
So, Mitchell, for you, what about you?
I'm going just outside Latrell. I'm going left. I need to figure out, I haven't quite figured out who the wing combo, well, I know who they're going to be, but which side of the field they are going to line up on for Queensland, because Coates has flipped from game 1 to 2. Now Val is back to the wing. Where's he going to play? But I think they can target left. It's short. Brian To'o, $6.50.
Oh, all right. And I saw Val Holmes, who I know is not the try scorer he used to be, but he's on the wing, and he's $13.
Yeah.
That price, I can't refuse that price. I would rather have Holmes $13 than To'o at $6.50, and I'd get double the value. And look, To'o's probably a better chance. There was no doubt he's a better chance. But you've got heat
map time.
Have you brought heat maps with
It's
you?
heat map time.
Oh my goodness!
I'm getting hot in here. Bring out the heat map. So we're going to start with New South Wales try causes so far across the first 2 games. It's very, very left edge. That's a New South Wales defensive line that we're looking at on the left of your screen. Very left edge heavy. So you're thinking about Queensland right edge players, which could very well be Val Holmes.
Yep.
But we might just wait and see. So it brings Dan's bet into play. On the flip side, it's both left and right, but there is a lot of action, Shug, around Latrell's centre channel. That little bit of hot stuff at the bottom left of your screen there. That's bringing in Latrell. That's bringing in Angus Crichton.
Correct.
But it is left, right. Take your pick.
Correctamundo. Correctamundo.
All right, now let's go to very nice. I prefer the more acne ones, the 15 that are just the bad defences
I know.
where it's just red all over the place. But that was a good one because you can see the very
Not much in the
specific
middle
places.
happening.
Yeah. Now, anytime try scorer is where we go now. And look, you've got the same, basically, for first try scorer as your favourites, and this is where we try and may look for some value. 10 of the 13 tries in this series by a winger or a centre. So 77% of all tries, Origin 2025, wing or centre. The others, 2 in the second row and a 5'8". So that's it. That's, 2 forwards have scored second row. So to go through, To'o scored a hat-trick, obviously, in Perth. The Hammer scored a double. Lomax scored a double in game number 1. So where are we going? I mean,
you know where Joel's going. He's done it again.
Okay, 2 or more for Latrell. That's my flair.
Okay,
2 or more.
that's better.
Just to put it on the record. I'll get you the price by the time you finish with yours.
I don't mind.
Well, true or false, you wanted to have Tedesco anytime try scorer, even though he's not playing.
I would love to. Hello to you, Teddy. I'm going left edge with you, Shug, just off the back of that heat map. Now, Gus scored off a little kick. We know he can do that. He's not bad in the air as well, Angus Crichton, but can score any number of ways. I love a 80-minute back rower, and I think there's going to be a few points in the game, and I'm leaning New South Wales way.
Yep.
Put me down for Gus anytime, $4.20.
So I'm thinking the same as you, but the other side of the field. Just big games. Liam Martin, at his animalistic best, will find a way to get to the line. That's what I'm thinking. And again, I just like the price. $4.90. He's done it in big games, in grand finals, in Origins before. I think he scored an Origin. It just feels like he scores in big games. Worst case, high kick. He's always got a chance. So give me Liam Martin.
Just to confirm, Latrell Mitchell, 2 or more, $6.
All right.
So there you go.
I like it.
Very good. Now, can I say this, and with all sincerity, and I know we'd like to have some fun here, but our deepest condolences to the Munster family. There'll be a family or friend watching this right now. I don't imagine Cam and his direct family will be, but we do. That's a terrible situation. A young man too, passing away, Cam's father, and there's no delicate way to sort of transfer that into looking at the game. And I mean, obviously, if he plays, he plays. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Right? That's no judgment.
It's a game of rugby
obviously.
league at the end of the day, isn't it? Like, really.
Of course. And I just know how punters think, Sean. They're going to think he's either going to have the game of his life, or it's going to go the other way, and his head's understandably not going to be screwed on. So I bet, and it sounds macabre to talk about this, but I bet money has flooded for him today since that dreadful news came.
Yeah, well, I haven't checked, but I probably tend to agree. And we often use the term when talking about player of the match and Wally Lewis medal, Mark, it's narrative. Now, and it seems it's a terrible sort of way to sort of segue into this. But if I was selecting the Wally Lewis medal, he's come out and he has to have a good game for Queensland to win first and foremost. He is player of the series. To have won a man of the match in game 2, to then turn up after this, it's horrific what he's going through personally, and Queensland win the game. He's just won it. So there's the marker there. Cleary is the favourite. We're looking at player of the match now. So Munster's won it in game 2, obviously. Yeah. And I've said this before. I tend to steer people out of backing the same player again. Munster's the favourite way for Queensland. Nathan Cleary $5.50, Payne Haas $8.50, and Dylan Edwards, who probably isn't in the form of what we have probably come to expect of Dylan Edwards the last couple of years, but he's single figures as well.
I've found something, a little nugget, right? The man of the match in the last 6 deciders. I just want you, Joel, you can be judge and jury. I'm going to read names here, and I just need to tell me, are they blue chip players?
Yes.
These are the last 6 Origin decider man of the matches. Dylan Edwards.
Blue chip?
We call it, it's...
Yeah.
I get where your head's at, but then Ponga.
Yep.
Munster.
Yes.
Tedesco.
Yes.
Cam Smith.
Yep.
Jonathan Thurston.
Yeah, right.
It's a blue chip. The cream rises to the top. I was reading somewhere, by the way, this week, cream doesn't rise to the top. That's a complete fallacy.
It's a telephone
That's
stat.
a complete fallacy. The
Telephone
cream
stat.
doesn't rise to
But
I would say Dylan Edwards last year was in the same blue chip areas as all those other
Yeah,
players.
well, he won at Clive Churchill, so he has proven himself on the big
So
stage.
I would say don't look for too many roughies in this field.
Can I crowbar a blue chip graphic into this? So I've done some digging around. I've gone back not too far because it's hard to go back too far because the game has changed so much. But the last 3 years and this year, so we've got 11 games. The last 6 player of the matches have all been halves. That's you're building a nice profile for where you want to look. But in those 6 games, the average total points has been 45 compared to the overall average of those 11 of a tick under 39. When it's a high-scoring game, which I think it's going to be, it brings in
think so?
It brings in attacking stats. It's generally the halves.
Yeah, more try assists.
More try assists, more big numbers, as opposed to a lower scoring game, one big moment, which might be a forward or a Dylan Edwards with 250 metres or 300 metres or whatnot. So just watch that one.
You really think it's going to be a high scorer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I hope so.
Yep.
Hope so. Just a quick one on Wally Lewis. There's a couple of stats here. Forwards have won the last 3, Crichton, Cotter, Carrigan. The last 3 years, just one man of the match award between them in those series. So 9 games,
Yes, right.
one man of the match award.
Between them.
Isn't
or
that
each.
amazing? Between them.
Really?
I don't think Crichton, only one of them won one man of the match in
Wow.
that. Game
Okay.
1 man of the match, Payne Haas. Game 2, Cam Munster. I think that's just dumb luck, but that was a series reward for, I don't think Crichton won a man of the match last year. Carrigan, I think, was the one. Anyway, you like that one?
Yeah, I do like that.
Flair time, and I think player of the match is going to be part of this. In fact, it is the player of the match. We're just calling them flares, and Joel Caine kicks us off.
Yes, and if you want to get real flary,
Good odds.
you can put a player of the match in the same game multi.
Yes.
So last game I went the yo-yo. Yo to score, yo to get man of the match. It was about 100 to 1. I've only got man of the match here, but I have got on the feed, boys, Yo with Latrell Mitchell, and I've also got the Grant double. Grant to score. I feel like if he scores, I did the same in the grand final. He goes very close to man of the match.
Copy and paste for me, I'm with you, Shug. Isaiah Yo, that looks a very, very juicy price. You know, the bean counting boffins at Sportsbet have banned him from putting up that Yo double. He had something like 1,000 copies on the feed. It was going to be millions of payout if it had a click. They said, Shug, no, please don't.
Blue chip player. I like that. Those odds are fantastic. I've never backed this man to be man of the match because the odds have never been right. I think this is his time. I think this game is actually going to be pretty close. I rate Queensland very highly. I wouldn't be shocked if they win. But there's going to be a point where Nathan Cleary is going to say to hell with this and carry the Blues on his back, or at least try to, and they're going to rise and fall on his shoulders.
2 Clives in his 5 grand finals.
I think it's time.
I think there's some narrative from the game. I know they lost the game in game 2, but the fact that it come out post that he was, so close to missing out, didn't really play his usual game, and then come out a week later for Penrith and put them on his back to beat the Bulldogs. There's just a nice little narrative there as well.
Sure is, and I tell you what, similarity between Nathan Cleary and this show, the halfback sometimes has to change the game plan, which is happening right now. We're not going to do best bets now. We're going to take a break, then best bets on the other side. That was Countdown is on, and now for your annual 3 times a year stat that I read out that is wrong, or every time. There has been one half-time draw in the last 54 State of Origins. Every time I read it out, I'm saying that now's the time. Surely it's going to happen. It never does. 1 in 54.
How?
It's amazing.
All these close
Unbelievable. And half-time leader has won all but 2 the last 15 games. So half-time, full-time double. Don't try and be clever. Best bets. Oh, hang on.
What?
Go short, all right. No wonder you endorse my bet so hard.
You're going to love this. Forget about flair. This is best bet stuff. So going back to 2022, more than half of the player of the matches have been halves. I'm tipping New South Wales. That's already baked into the price here. Nathan Cleary, $5.50. Sign me up.
Joel,
Okay, we can actually get all this together, boys. I'm going Latrell Mitchell.
it's going to pay a lot.
It is. So we need a certain player to get man of the match in a very tight game scored by with a try with Latrell.
Well, actually, we could get this. It's not as hard as I thought. I got Queensland at the line. Queensland at the line. Now, it says 7.5. I want 8.5. Oh, I think I've done enough to earn that from Sportsbet. We're done. Enjoy your Origin footy. We'll be back after, on Thursday night on Fox League and Wednesday, our regular podcast. See you then. Get them on side.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.